Heyo everybody, Haku here, recording my live reaction and review for Boku no Hero Academia chapter 147 at night, kind of, pretty much. So if the lighting's bad, sorry, that's why. But yeah, so when I woke up this morning, it wasn't up. Then I checked back at like 1 p.m., it still wasn't up. And I checked throughout the day, then finally it was up around 4 or 5 p.m. for me. But by that time, I was already working on the Haku, so I was like, I'll just record it when I record the Haku. So here we are. It's a bit late today because for whatever reason the translation was out a bit later than usual. So let's get into reading it. But first, the title is called Togaweiss, and from what I'm thinking that means, either it's just Torikoshi having fun with the titles, because sometimes he's like, yeah, it's going to have Toga and Weiss, let's just name it Togaweiss. That, or I'm thinking that maybe the Toga we're seeing, or the Toga we're going to see here, is not the real Toga, but a copy made with twice his power, kind of like what he did with Dabi back in the other arc. But I guess that means she won't be as strong as the normal Toga because I'm pretty sure I remember him saying the copies only have like a third the power or less of the original. So either way, not sure what having less power would really do to affect Toga given her ability, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and start reading as soon as we get through all of the okay, I'll read those translator's notes later, but let's get through them for right now. Now back to the present with Night Eye's group. He's at it again. Quit this shit already. The ceiling, the walls, the floor. The closing in will all be crushed to death. Mere seconds until they're mincemeat. We're going to be turned into ground beef. Number 147, Togaweiss. It's a combination of Toga and twice, of course. Irinaka, a division leader of the Eightfold Cleansers, is blocking their path from within the walls. And sorry about this train in the background as well. Lockrock. Oh, don't act like the leader, because the cause of this whole debacle is your mismanagement. Deadbolt. Whatever I lock into place remains fixed there. This way, this side won't shift anymore. The hero of locks, Lockrock, quirk Lockdown. He can fix any object, excluding living things, to a point in space, but he can't use it to restrain overwhelming force or apply it to extremely large surfaces, or excessively large surfaces. That seems like a power that's like very, I don't know, it's like, how do you judge what is an object and what is that point in space, and how big of an object is too big, or how much of an object can it work on? It seems like one of those kind of sketchy, hard to write kind of powers. Either way, don't complain about how cramped it is. In my maximum security deadbolt, can't lock down that many points. This is the upper limit of my range. Look, see, he's attacking again from a point I didn't lock down. Watch out. Okay. Then Izuku smashes through it. He can keep digging through by focusing the ever-closing wall into a single space. He's like some kind of moronic mole, says the police guy. And Izuku's panting. If Fat Gum's team had survived, we could have made our way more smoothly. Eraser. I know. If only I could see his body, I could stop him. He aimed at us with pinpoint precision. He must be peeking in on us somewhere inside these walls. At this rate, it'll only gradually get worse. We're gonna get cornered eventually. Though Irinaka himself was also getting cornered in his own way, the reason he didn't put this death-by-crushing plan into effect to begin with is because manipulating this large an area of mass with this much speed requires an equivalent amount of body strain. Eightfold Cleanser's division leader Mimic, Irinaka Joey. That's his real body? I guess he was just putting it into that tiny little thing. Okay. And that's sort of like a puppet he was controlling? He was forced to do it. Forced to by this legion of deft heroes. Because if they were able to surpass the speed of his attacks and deal with them, then that meant Irinaka, who was boosting the capabilities of his quirk using drugs, was letting them make their way through easily due to his own exhaustion. Irinaka was always one to take precautions in all in all things due to the small upper limit of his quirk's range, though it was through that discretion and prudence that he had obtained the position of division leader. The fact that he was beginning to employ this plan now stemmed from his realization the effects of the drugs were thinning. I can't let them through. And his panic that the invaders were, in fact, however slowly coming for them. Okay, moving along. I won't let them pass. We're already steeped in sin. He won't forgive it if I stop. We see Izuku panting. We're not making any progress. The most important thing is the simple fact that there's a child out there in need of Ryukyu and her group, and the heroes and the police officers, Kirishima and Fat Gum. There are all these people who got us this far. Like we'd let you stop us here. And then, looks like they made it through. It opened up. What are they playing at now? Wah! And then, looks like the walls are coming at them. Deku, says Aizawa, pulling him out of the way. They split us up. Why now? I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Hey, you guys, you okay in there? Rocklock's voice. The walls aren't very thick. Okay then, so they separated them into 3 groups. It looks like it's Night Eye and the police, then Rocklock alone, and then Izuku was with Aizawa. Okay. Guess he changed strategies because he couldn't crush us after all. I mean, there's more space to move now, but he must be thinking that what will come next will make up for that. It's coming. His next move. Ugh, shut up. It's all your damn fault. And then we see Toga behind Rocklock. That's a really cool looking panel. That's probably thumbnail material. Then he spins around to try to block it. Who is this? He stops it with his hand. Lockdown. Huh? You're a villain alive yet? And then the second one comes from behind him. Shh. No. Right now I'm playing an artifact from olden times. I'm Toga the Gangster. I'm a good-for-nothing. Lock, what happened? Eraser, please move aside. Rock. And then he's on the ground. An imposter appeared out of nowhere and attacked me. Keep your eyes peeled. There are new enemies. They're here somewhere. A knife wound. Midoriya, you okay over there? Yes, but we've got to hurry to Chisaki. The face on fake Rocklock. What? Imposter. Knife wound. Our assumption was that they had an unfavorable relationship with the Villain Alliance. It was anything but. And then, of course, the Eraserhead's quirk turns turns Toga back into Toga. Toga Himiko. That's me, Toga. You remembered. I'm like so happy we could meet again. I'm so happy, Deku baby. I freaking love Toga. She's one of my favorite characters. Like, so happy. This is incredibly bad, but if we can stop her here, then on the contrary, this is the end for you, Toga Himiko, he says. Then she looks back and grabs the bandage he's using to control her, flips around him. And it looks like she cut his back as well. Sensei! Oh, so now she's gonna turn into a second Aizawa. I'm alright, don't come any closer. They're working together, so the reason he altered his strategy and opened up a hole must have been to let in the Alliance. Let me see Toga panting. I'm so glad I'm working temp here. He never played shogi before. Let me see a flashback. Okay. Oh, I just saw the first line of that. And I'm not going to. And I'm not going to either. Pack it up. I don't even know the rules, says Shigaraki. Come on, play, says, I forget his name. I'll just call him Mimic. I think it was like Iranaki or something. I don't remember. Don't say that, says Chisaki. I'd like it if you use this opportunity to appreciate the game. You'll be able to watch over the state of the game. What's fun about shogi is how you can use the pieces you took from your opponent. I'll take Bubai Gawara and Toga, or Black Mist. If they're allowed to run around as they please, that'd make me wary. Okay. Oh sure, all the useful ones. You just want to chip away at our mobility. They're the linchpin of my whole operation, like I could just hand them over. Let's build us some trust here. Right now there's still some bad blood between us. We told you our whole plan, didn't we? Now it's your turn. You Alliance guys really value your comrades, right? We see twice in a second version of Rappa showing up where Night Eye is. It's so disheartening, Shigaraki. I'm getting super hyped here. There's twice. Sir versus twice. Number 147 end. I love how Rappa was so strong and we thought the threat was over with, and now twice just dives in with another one. Even if it's not as powerful as the original, it's still really cool. Also getting to see Toga again is great. Toga's one of my favorite characters. And that's it. There's no, what was it, the Omake section like there have been the past few weeks. Oh well, let's go back through and discuss this. Let me go back to the first page. See what we got there. The site loads quickly so I can just spam the arrow key, which is good. Okay. So starting at the beginning, let's look over, see if there's a thing. We spent a lot of time with them getting the wall closing in on them and stuff. And we learned about Rocklock's ability, which as I pointed out was kind of difficult to write, kind of a weird and hard ability to make work without kind of BSing it a little bit. But it works if this is the only time we're ever seeing it, if he's actually dead, which, to be fair, I wouldn't mind it all that much, given that he's kind of a dick. He's kind of been sort of a dirtbag this entire arc. I mean, to be a hero and to just say, no, I don't want to do this, no, I don't want to do that when it comes to saving people, it's kind of a dick move. We see Irinaka's real body, which is very odd, because I thought his real body was the little puppet thing, but apparently he uses the little puppet thing, which is actually very smart, since they said he was really cautious. It makes sense for the story and all. I liked how Izuku, when busting through the wall, thought about all the other people there that have gotten them as far as they did by staying behind, like Ryukyu and the police officers and Kirishima and Fat Gum and such. Then of course they get separated into 3 groups. Rocklock gets friggin' stabbed, and that one panel is really, really good. And like I said, I don't mind if Toga killed him, because I like Toga. Toga's a cool character. It would give her a kill, make her seem like a more serious threat of a villain. And it would, Rocklock's not really a loss. I mean, who is really going to mourn for Rocklock? Or Lockrock? Either way. Then, of course, they tried to trick Midoriya with that, but, quirks just aren't really... Like, if you don't have a combat quirk, I think you're even more screwed against Eraserhead, Aizawa. Because you think Aizawa against a combat quirk user, or like somebody that's like a fighter or something, even if they don't have their quirk, they can maybe fight until the time limit or whatever that he can freeze the quirk for is up, and then try to get in a quick use of it again. But if you are like not a combat personnel and you use your quirk for things like subterfuge, then or winning fights without actually fighting, then you're kind of screwed when it comes to Eraserhead. Like if Aizawa went up against Chisaki, we don't know how much Chisaki can actually fight, but it stands to reason that if Aizawa went against Chisaki, Chisaki'd be kind of screwed. Okay. So then, of course, Aizawa pulls her away. She stabs him as well, which means we could have to watch out for a fake Aizawa at some point. Okay. And we see the little shogi scene, which was alright, whatever. We see that the reason Shigaraki is loaning him is to try to, I guess, build some trust, since the Alliance guys are important, or the comrades are important to him. Then at the very end, we have Twice showing up with a second Rappa. Sir Night-Eye versus Twice is going to be interesting, because we haven't really seen Sir Night-Eye that much in a combat situation. I mean, the stuff he did with Izuku was cool, but it wasn't necessarily your normal sort of combat. So I think it's, yeah, actually going to be really cool to see if the bullet punches of Rappa are going to be too much for being able to predict the bullet punches. And even then, there is a limit to Sir's prediction, so either way, it's going to be very, very good. I like this. I like getting back to this group and moving forward with the plot a bit. Because though I love Kirishima and Fat Gum, and though I liked all the chapters, we have been with them for a little bit of a while, so we didn't really need to spend any more time back with them. I actually kind of want to see Ryukyu's group again. I'm hoping that they'll play another role in this arc, since they did just stop at the beginning. We didn't see their fight or anything, and that was it for them. I'm hoping we will see something of them more. But either way, I thought that was good. So either way, I liked the chapter, and if you like the video, then like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, what you thought of my thoughts and reaction and all that. Subscribe, I suppose, for more Boku no Hero Academia, both manga and anime. Tons more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated on stuff for the channel, and I can talk to you there if you want. And we also have a Discord server. If you want a link to that, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.